we are getting some order information from a mobile application. That mobile application is going to send some order information, and based on that order information, my integration flow will identify that order belongs for which location that truck needs to move. For moving the truck to a specific location, I'm having another application which is generating a warehouse code for me. And based on that warehouse code, I will decide whether which particular location I need to choose. For generating the warehouse code further, this application, this third-party application, this warehouse code generation application, it is expecting some information. So what information it is expecting? It is expecting the address information. So it is going to derive the address information from that payload. So this is the payload which the mobile application is going to send. And from this payload, the warehouse code application is only interested in generating the warehouse code based on this address. So if you have to build something within our cloud integration, what you have to do, since we are getting an XML, we do not need other information. Okay, so we will just use a filter to filter out this particular tag. Okay, not necessarily filter, you can use some other shapes as well. Okay, you can use some other shapes as well. And once you are having this even you could have use a content modifier and directly state a whole the address information in a property. But since we wanted to implement a Groovy script, that is the reason, and the filter shape, that is the reason we have used a filter shape to fetch the address tag. And in address tag also, I'm not interested into the tags. I'm only interested in the values. So for that, we have used it underscore text in the filter warehouse code. If you see here, when we have created this filter, we have used this slash text, this particular statement. So there are multiple ways for fetching the value. You can even use a string as well. So in that case, you do not need .txt. So there are multiple ways, you're already aware. And the final output which I want the warehouse code to be like this. So I need the order ID, this order ID information anyways I am having in my payload, because based on this order ID also I need to identify which when this order ID came last time, or some information I might be needing it. So this order ID is already coming as part of the payload. So I need this order ID and the warehouse code as part of my response like this. So for holding the order ID, I can create a property and hold it in a content modifier. So that is what we have done at the beginning. So we are holding the order ID here and we are holding it in a property order ID. And after holding it, we are doing a filter so that only address tag is available for us once you have the address tag. So then after that, we are using a Groovy script so that we can derive the very first characters after the commas. Okay, 1 P R like that. For that, we have used a script, and we are returning the message in the body. Okay, so that is the reason. If you see here, the final body, if you see here, we are reading it from the body order ID. Okay, in dot body and the order ID which we are having in our existing payload. So this particular flow is returning us the code and the order ID based on this particular input payload. Okay, so now one more thing I have highlighted here. While storing the property, we have used relative path over here, double slashes. Okay, this we have used. So now once you are having this endpoint, now this endpoint needs to be called in the second integration flow. So this is what we have created for generating the warehouse code. So this endpoint needs to be used in another integration flow. Okay, and now the same payload needs to be triggered from the second integration flow. So once you send the payload from the second integration flow, this needs to be passed to the warehouse code. So that is what we are doing as a request reply. and then we are calling. And so as a replacement, we have changed the SOAP adapters with the process direct adapters. So that is what we have done.